As we wrap up Infertility Week, today we're talking about a couple's decision to adopt a child. Our Dr. Steve has more insight on what you need to know this morning. Dr. Steve.
Hey, good morning, Suki. Thank you. For some couples, coming to terms with the fact that they will never have a biological child is a very difficult task. But there are lots of options, and one of them is adoption. Well, with me now to talk about this is Jessica Hartshorn. She's a lifestyle editor for American Baby Magazine. Jessica, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about that transition. It has to be difficult to kind of make that decision, you know, as an infertile couple that, okay, we're going to adopt. How hard is that for couples?
It varies really from couple to couple. About 60% of Americans do have some kind of a tie to adoption. Either there's been an adopted member in their family, or they have a good friend who's been adopted, they've grown up with someone who's adopted. If you understand it because you've lived with an adopted person, it's less of a leap. But for the other 40%, it's new territory.
Right. Are some people just never ready to make that decision? I mean, in a sense, I hate to say like they're giving up a dream because it sounds so dramatic, but you know, they just can't do it. They all want to have their own biological child.
Sometimes on a gut level, you're like, I just don't think adoption is for me. But if you are yearning to be a parent, and that is really your goal, I want to parent a baby, there are so many babies out there who need you. There are babies who need parents. And sometimes, you know, that's the connection that someone finally makes. I want this, they need me. Like, why not? Why not do that?
Well, what about if one spouse is ready, but the other spouse kind of isn't? And, you know, that could be kind of challenging, right? Like, look, I'm ready to adopt, honey, but...
Sure.
Yeah,
and it's a common story, because, I mean, what are the chances of you being lockstep and coming to the same conclusion at the same time? You know, often one spouse will come into the idea after a little while. I'd say, you know, talk to families who have been through it. Talk to families who have adopted. You know, maybe do counseling together. You just need to keep talking about it and talk about the fears. Why do you think this wouldn't work for us? You know, let's see how. There are many ways to adopt, domestically or internationally. You can talk about which way would be comfortable for your family.
Right. And finally, just real quick, is it a good idea to go continue the infertility treatments when you're adopting? Or should you just kind of like move on and just go right?
I think you should go full-hearted into one or the other. We have an article in our May issue about how different families have built their families, and for sure, I think you're happier if you're, like, you know, completely committed to one or the other.
All right, Jessica, thanks so much. Some really good information. Good to see you this morning. All right, and if you want to get more information about this, just head to our website, PIX11.com. Now, I wanted to let you know about a program.